Hello, entrepreneurs, dreamers, business owners, and happy people with high hopes. Welcome to Cashflows with your host, Cash Matthews.
All right, welcome to Cashflows. We're very glad you're here. I am your host today, Cash Matthews, and we started this show to help entrepreneurs and people or anybody that's really trying to accelerate or climb the ladder or whatever your word is for it, maybe to take the next step, whether it's business or life or health or relationships, or maybe you're just trying to have some better looking printed goods, then this is the show for you. We use a philosophy called fire, aim, ready. Most people are stuck in this mode of ready, aim, 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 and they never get around to pulling the trigger. We pull the trigger on entrepreneurship. We bring people from around the community in to visit with you, and maybe they'll share a nugget of advice that helps you turn that next corner, helps you hit that next goal, create that next referral relationship or that next relationship, and that'd make you happy. Anyway, fire, aim, ready. We are ready to introduce our executive producer, Mr. Kenneth Bockham. Kenneth, say hello.
Hello.
What's going on?
What's going on?
We are.
Oh wait, you're talking to me, not.
Yeah, I'm trying
to
to set you up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we have been having so much fun, Cash. I am so excited, and there's something very important that we've done today.
Yes,
we have.
And this is a cool story.
This is a very cool story. It's
cool story, bro.
It's like it's cooler than all the other cool stories. That's how cool it is.
Yeah.
But this is so good. We have to bring some music up on it here.
Well, let's bring it. What are we doing?
All right. We are at episode number 100.
Bring it, 100.
Number 100.
The century mark.
Yes, that's right. I thought the music was going to be more exciting in a second, I guess.
Kind of in a Kenny G sort of way if you're drinking like, kind of a spritzer.
Oh, here it is. Oh, we're at episode 100.
There we go.
This bites. This bites. Okay, but anyway, I'm just so excited about that. Normally, we're spending this time in each of our episodes talking about something amazing to help entrepreneurs.
Yeah, those are our biz
and I'm
bites.
thinking right now, we're celebrating episode 100.
We are just celebrating episode 100. I think we're going to have to think you're going to be on the internet tonight. We're going to post that up on the old Facebook and maybe put it up on MySpace as well. I think we'll put it on MySpace and
Orkut, Google Plus.
Yeah, I think we
just
just put it out there.
LimeWire.
And we've actually got the Commodore 64 sitting right over here.
We sure do.
I've got an extra disc for AOL. Maybe we put it out there as well. I don't know. Maybe get in a chat room.
Yeah, we could just dial right. We just dial right into that chat room.
And
just
baby.
Really share it all over the place.
This sounds like we're dialing in. Hang on a minute. Everybody listen.
Yeah, now we're connected.
All right, we're on.
Excellent.
Boy, that's a good thing. It's so easy to get. Hang on. Hey, Sarah, get off the phone.
All right. Oh, my goodness.
All right. Well, Kenneth, congratulations on 100 episodes of Cashflows. And in a minute, we're going to introduce the absolute perfect person to be here for episode 100. Lucy Dawson's here. We'll introduce her in a moment. But, man, I just want to say we have met some amazing people.
We really have.
And the stories just continue. And I think a lot of people think I'm doing a podcast to change the world. And if that happens, great. But I get a lot out of this. How about you?
Oh, yeah. It's been good. I can't wait. Like, there have been so many, not only great stories about people, but great stories about business.
Yeah.
And just how they made it happen. Like, I'm excited. Like, I want to go out and just start talking about it. I'm like, oh, wait, we're not releasing them yet. Hang on.
Right.
We got to keep on teasing just a little bit longer.
We're not quite there yet.
These dudes are ready to drop.
Oh, and we use cool words here at the Cashflows.
Oh, yes.
What are some of our words we've created during the 100 episodes?
Well, I mean, as we have reviewed our dailies and
our dailies, we review the dailies every 3 dailies.
That's right. Man, I'm trying to think of the other ones now, but anyway.
Like when we say, "Hey, let's 3, 2, 1 it."
Oh yeah, 3, 2, 1.
We're doing the
a little bit,
countdown like on the news.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're live here on camera 1.
The other phrase that's really come out is it's like a French word, agape. because about every 30 minutes I'm going, I got to pee.
I think that's something else.
I think I just wrecked it. Like that's our first show where we've said something vulgar. I'm sorry.
Did you need me to reverse that?
It'd be nice if we could go back and erase a few things. But by and large, it's been phenomenal. We've met some amazing people. I can't think enough to even name one of them. But, if you're on this show, thank you. You've made a contribution to society. You've made certainly made a contribution to the show. I
mean, I have all the names in front of me, but that's going to take a while to read them.
Yeah, I'd like to thank each and every one of you. Joe, Bill, Jan,
Kyle, Jillian.
Kyle and Jillian, and Hannah Oswalt was one of her first.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had some good ones.
There have been.
And now we turn to the queen of networking.
That's right.
The inimitable, the amazing Lucy Dawson. Lucy, welcome to the show.
Yay! Thank you.
All right. Lucy owns Dawson Designs, and I'm going to give you the website. If you're going to write it down, you may want to do some flexology.
Get a couple of pens.
Get a couple of pens, maybe get a team around you. ddpromotionsandprints.com. That's prints like printing, not like, the artist. ddpromotionsandprints.com. Dawson Design for all your printing needs.
There we go.
Yeah, and I'm wearing a really cool jacket. We wore this.
It is a cool jacket.
And this belonged to somebody who, remember that story? Oh.
I remember the story. Now you got a black one too.
Yeah.
So you got pink, red, and black.
I think so, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, so when I heard, this story, I'm like, cool story, bro. Cool story, bro. Cool story, bro. No, we love everybody.
Yes.
Except people who don't like animals and kids and old people.
Correct.
So,
sounds reasonable.
Then we hope they fall in the snow.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing because they don't get too hurt.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk to Lucy a little bit about how we met. She's got a business nugget for us at the very end. A biz bite. We're going to do a little biz bite from Lucy here at the end. And Lucy, we met at this curious place called the B.O.N.G. And
we did.
And you have been there from the very early days.
Yes.
I only kind of remember how you showed up. Talk about your B.O.N.G. experience. Beginning with when you showed up and how you and I met. I think you met Katie before you met me. What's the B.O.N.G. been like for you?
Well, firstly, I met Katie, and she was so sweet. And I was just coming off COVID, so I don't think I was sweet back to her. I was just like, give me something, give me anything, so I feel better. And she invited me to this B.O.N.G. And then I was like, man, I can't even think about any bongs. I don't even know what it means. But she came to my house. She dropped off some multivitamins. Then she mentioned the B.O.N.G. again. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to go check this out. And I went there, and there were quite a few people. I think we had about 18 or 20.
Yeah.
And it was like nothing else that I'd ever seen. I had been to different networking events.
Right.
And then there was you. And I was like, who is this God?
Can you elaborate for 30, 40 minutes? Okay, that's embarrassing. Go say something else.
Well, basically, I just felt like it was a very warm, inviting place.
Yeah.
People were there. People were kind. They were friendly. And I was like, man, I think I've sort of met the people that I like.
Yeah.
People.
Your tribe.
Yeah. But then I was still a little bit shy. So, I was still trying to feel the people out. And
you were a little bit shy?
Dude, I am shy.
Erase that. That's not right.
No one thinks it.
Yeah. Okay. But you've met people, you've made friends, you've done business. Has it affected your revenue? Tell me if it's been positive or negative for you.
In the beginning, I was like, man, it's hard to go out and drink coffee when you need to be making sales.
Right. Sure.
Okay. But the B.O.N.G. is just a different experience. It's where you are drinking coffee and you're getting to know people and they are changing your life, whether it's things that they say advice that they're giving you in business, or
Right.
they are your cheerleaders shouting you out because they know that you do a great job.
Right.
So has it affected my business? Yes, my business has blown up. My revenue's increased. People, I always wanted to get known. I didn't know anyone when I got to this country, and B.O.N.G put me on the map.
That's a great poll line right there. B.O.N.G put me on the map.
There we go.
Now, you mentioned not being from this country.
I'm not.
You have a
no.
bit of an accent. We thought you were like from southern Louisiana or something.
Ohio.
Ohio? No, you're not from Ohio.
No. So I'm originally from South Africa, born and bred. So when I get my citizenship, I will be a true African American. Am I allowed to say that?
You say whatever you want to say, but you are from Africa. I mean, I think
it makes sense.
I think
the
we'll,
math is there.
I think
Yes.
we'll allow it.
Yes.
You take that up with people who disagree. I can't. That's not a battle I can fight. But congratulations.
So I'm planning on getting my citizenship this year, although I qualified about 7 years ago to get it. And I came from South Africa to America, which is a place that I never thought I'd be again. I had originally come when I was 21 years old as an au pair. And I looked after kids in New Jersey, and I traveled throughout America, and I loved it. And I was like, been there, done that, got the T-shirt. They'll never see me again. Here I am living the dream.
Wow. So how many years total have you spent in America?
So this would be, I think, my 10th or 11th year living here. And then I stayed here for about a year and a half prior to
So
that.
I've known you 2 years.
Yes.
I've known you 20% of your time in America.
That's pretty cool.
That is awesome right there. Oh, I'm a numbers guy. I'm a numbers
There we
mean
go.
things. So what brought you here? Wasn't being an au pair, was it?
No. Actually, I had a funny line for that. But
Well-
I'm trying to remember. I was a Russian bride.
Ooh.
That was my funny line.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay, but no,
But you
not
weren't really a Russian bride.
No, but people have mistaken me for that. And I'm
Oh.
like, dude, I don't look anything like a Russian bride. Like,
Right.
you need to put those specs on. No, I came over, I got married to an American, and I moved over here because I really wanted to get out of South Africa at the time. It was pretty crazy and wild, and I had 2 young kids that were being affected by the crime.
Ah.
So out of my family, I was the one to say, I'm outies.
I'm out of here.
There we go.
All right. And so you come to America. You were an au pair for a while. Did you consider that entrepreneurship?
No,
It didn't feel like entrepreneurship, did it?
no.
When did it hit you like, I'm meant to do something?
I think it hit me when I realized that, I had always worked on my own, doing my own thing. I had never thought of it as, being an entrepreneur. And we had worked in a family business, so I had a lot of freedom to do whatever I wanted. And if I decided, okay, right, now we're doing this, then I come in and I have the conversation and they're like, do it, Lucy. So I always had that freedom. And then I came here and I was like, man, I need to get a job. And there was a guy, he was a dentist, and he phoned Joseph up and he said, hey, would Lucy mind coming to work for us? I think she'd be a great fit. And I think I lasted half a day. And they called me in and they were like, I don't think this is going to be a good fit. And I couldn't understand why. And then I was like, was it because I was bossing the other people around? Was it because I told them their marketing strategy wasn't working? Oh, it must have been because I was telling them they were losing money the way that we were doing things. And then I sort of figured that working for someone maybe ain't my strong point.
I'm sorry. That's as long as I've laughed on this show right there. I've iced it down into these 4 areas where I may have offended them, and you worked there for 4 hours. So were you doing it like on an hourly basis? Oh, it's 9. I need to get in there and offend them.
And he was a friend.
Oh, yeah.
So when he said it, he paid me really well for the day. I was like, okay, thanks. But I was like, I don't know what it was. But I figured I offended them enough, so they didn't want me rocking the boat, and it was time to rock my own boat.
All right. Well, so you lived in South Africa a good portion of your life.
Yes.
How different are the environments? What's 2 or 3 things how the USA and South Africa are so different?
Well, I'm going to talk about my experience when I first came here. When I first came here, I felt like people were sort of closed off. In South Africa, we will go to you. Even if you go to the pub and you have one drink, you guaranteed to make a friend. And then the next week you're at home barbecuing, we call it braaiing, at your house.
Right.
So it's pretty much like the Bong, actually.
Okay.
Like it feels like home because you're just in there, you're making friends and you're loving people and that's it. When I came, I couldn't believe how many tins of freaking baked beans there are. Like, we've got 1 or 2 options. Yeah, you got 15. It's like you need a university degree to understand what baked beans you're going to be eating. So there was just so much variety and everything was so much bigger and even the cars were bigger. So a couple of other things. Oh, my gosh. Oklahoma, churches and restaurants.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we eat out a lot.
Yes, we do.
As entrepreneurs. Back home, we cut and we cook. Mm-hmm. So that's something that, I was very familiar with, was cooking. I'm not saying it was any good. Honestly, before I came here, I wanted to be able to feed my family well. So I started watching movies it wasn't Gordon Ramsay at the time. It was most probably one of the channels on how to cook. So I learned a little bit about how to cook.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, my wife, here's how she makes dinner. She calls up the restaurant and makes a reservation. That's her favorite dish.
Yes.
Yeah, hey, honey, I've made reservations again tonight. Again, I'm so tired of this.
Well, she doesn't want to poison you.
Yeah, no, she actually cooks pretty well, but just not very often.
No. Well, that's why America's so great because there's lots of, you've just got opportunity everywhere. You can go buy affordable. Mm-hmm.
So let's tell our listeners actually what you guys do and like Dawson Design. Tell us a little bit about the company, what you guys do, what you specialize in, what you enjoy doing.
Okay, so I've been in the printing industry for about 30 years. I know you'd never say because of my age.
You started at age 2?
Dashing, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Close. But I come from a family of printers. So we're like a generation of printers and graphic designers and things like that. And that's what we did. And we ran our business in South Africa for 20 years doing that. So it was something that I was very familiar with when I got here. But it wasn't just about the printing. It was about changing businesses and making businesses realize that you can use product to get your business to a new level. Mm-hmm. There's certain ways that you should be designing things. There's certain ways that things should be laid out. There's strategy to everything. So whether you're handing out your promotional pen or how it is, you got to create a strategy with everything so that that marketing material creates revenue for you.
Right. It's not just an expense, but it's a revenue generator.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I feel like people don't understand that. I was lucky because I had a lot of opportunity in South Africa. I was the first Remax of Southern Africa approved supplier at the age of 23. So I used to go in and teach the marketers the realtors how to market. They would invite me in and we would talk about product and how they should use it, how often they should use it, things like that.
Okay. Well, that's cool. We used to have a place, I don't even know if we had them in Tulsa. It was a place called Kinko's.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been to a Kinko's? And I think it changed names.
Yeah, FedEx bought them, so it's FedEx Kinko's now.
It is. And do they have those in this city? I think there's one.
Yeah.
There's
several here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I've that was like somebody we used for years. There was a quick print below my office in 1981. Mm-hmm. I used them, and I kind of liked I liked how it smelled. I thought it was interesting.
And people think that I'm weird when I start sniffing printed material.
No, I mean we grew up with the mimeograph things, and they'd pass it out, and then every student would go.
You are my people. You are my people.
And then I was, because I was looking at your stuff that you sent, and I'm like, I wonder, is the dialect different in America? Like the language mean different things?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. There's been a lot of things that I've said, and then Joseph would turn and say to me, I don't think it means what you think it means. You may not want to be saying that to people.
Right, because you could have come out and instead of naming it Dawson Design, it could have been Dawson Reproductive Services.
He's got a point.
And
honestly.
And I don't know, that's a whole different clientele.
Yes,
We do embroidery for reproductive services.
Yeah. No, I've made that mistake many a times.
That was funny to me right before I said it.
It was decent.
Okay, we're going to take that. We're going to take that moment to exit this conversation and go over here to Mr. Kenneth and hear from one of our sponsors.
All right. This episode is sponsored by Kenneth B.O.N.G Photography. Hi, my name is Kenneth B.O.N.G, and I'm here to help you bring your awesome ideas to life. I specialize in helping businesses explode their online presence through professional photography, video, and virtual event production with a rapid turnaround. It's commercial photo and video services with a personal touch. Learn more at kennethbockham.com.
Definitely my favorite video producer, and now turned podcast. I don't know, are you a podcast guru now?
That's probably a good word until we can find a better one.
Yeah, we need to work on our words for who you are. And what
I feel like producer is the actual thing. It's the production of, maybe even technical producer if I'm not developing the content. Just depends.
Yeah, but that's not that much fun. We got to come up with some cool.
It needs to be cooler.
Like the czar of.
Right.
Podcast czar.
Czar of podcasts. So that makes me a cop, I guess.
You need to have a cape.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Like a super podcast.
Do you have those
superhero.
in the store that we
You can get one embroidered at Dawson Reproductive Services. All right, we are with Lucy Dawson. Dawson Designs. Her website you can find her on is ddpromotionsandprints.com. You can find her on the Tulsa B.O.N.G Facebook page. You can also find her on tulsabong.com on our new webpage over there. And we're glad to have you here today, Lucy Dawson.
Thank you.
And we've done more laughing than we have discussing, and that's usually how it is when I get to hang out with you. So you're in the printing business. I mistakenly called the reproduction business. So how long have you been in printing?
So I started out when I was 18.
Okay, so 1 year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I shouldn't have said that because now everyone's going to work out my age.
They're going to math you.
Oh my gosh! And you're a numbers guy. So I've been in it longer than
I know your
half
date of
my
birth.
life. You do?
Yes, and your social security number.
That's okay. Use it. Make me rich. Yeah, I've been in it for a long time, and when you know something backwards and forwards, it's been great because I've learned so many aspects of printing. There's very little that I don't know.
Yeah.
And it has become a bit of a saturated market, but I feel like it's one, if you the right fit, you know what you're doing, and you can bring value to other clients and quality of products, then you're definitely going to stand out in this field.
Do you compete against the online people that are in the printing business?
That's always been a little bit difficult, and we're hoping that we'll take our business more online in the future. Yes. But I definitely like the relationship aspect of it.
Yeah, you're a relationship person.
Yeah, I want to speak to them about what their goals are and how we can create the best product for their business. So for me, I like to spend time with people.
Well, I know these are fraternity jackets for the Beta, Omega, Nu, Gamma fraternity, the B.O.N.G group, the B.O.N.G fraternity. And these are nicely engraved. I mean, you really did
embroidered.
Yes, engraved, embroidered.
It's one of those.
It's something.
It's okay.
So
it's all about branding.
Yeah, but I mean, you did such a great job on these. And,
thank you.
You're involved in lots of large projects, but these were smaller projects where we sold, I don't know, 60 or 70 or 50 or 90. We sold a bunch.
Maybe, yeah.
Somewhere in those numbers.
Quite a lot.
Somewhere between 1 and 80. We'll just go with that.
Yeah, there was a decent amount.
And you sometimes you take on these causes like this, but it has a giant impact. Like, there are a lot of people wearing these fraternity jackets around Tulsa now.
Absolutely. And that's where the B.O.N.G is, has really helped my business as well, because people see it, they're referring you, they've seen the quality of work that you do, and hi. And you're able to, your work is out there, so your work can speak for itself.
But it's brilliant. You've got 80 people wearing your brand.
I love it.
Like, you've got a bunch of people that are wearing your stuff, and they have to know that it comes from you.
Yes.
And like, people are paying you to advertise for you.
And what's wonderful about it as well is just the fact that once they've gotten it, once they've met you and that they're shouting you out, they're saying, hey, this is the person to go for, because they realize that they've gotten a good quality product. So I love that.
Yeah, and quality counts.
Yes.
So many people are price oriented. Mm-hmm. Oh, who here can, I don't want to pay an arm and a leg. That's kind of people's first thing out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think sometimes, people don't value branding like they should. At the end of the day, you should be spending more money on your brand so that you're getting out there, you're getting in front of people, than worrying about the cost of it. And sometimes I feel like saying to them, dude, it's like $10 for a shirt each. The burger costs a little bit more. And we know where that burger's going.
Right.
Where the shirt or the product is something that's going to be used over and over and over again.
Right.
And it's something that we want value with.
Yeah, I think you've done a marvelous job just branding yourself as who you are, where you are.
Thank you.
And not everybody's worried. I don't know, maybe too many people are worried about the price is a one-time thing.
Correct.
Cost is something, the cost is a one-time thing, but not really. Cost is this enduring thing that goes on. If we had gone with, I don't know, we paid for these $79.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could have gone with the $39 version.
Yeah.
And, it looked like, I don't want to say a name, but, just looked like somebody who didn't have their game on. Like, these are beautiful products.
Yeah, and when people wear it, they are comfortable wearing it. It's warm.
Yeah.
Some people are saying this is the warmest jacket that they have.
I know, and it's sharp looking.
Yeah. We look great. People are checking me out.
Yeah, well, that goes without saying. But
because I wear the B.O.N.G jackets.
One of the beautiful things that you've done, though, is you're able to take something from an idea. Hey, Lucy, I want a jacket, and it kind of needs to look like this. And then you make it happen.
Yes.
Like, you bring these dreams into reality. And I had no idea it was actually going to work until it worked.
Yeah, it was great. That's why we send proofs. Make sure you like it.
Well, the funny part is the number of people that went, wait, you did what? You're 62 and you started a fraternity? Yeah.
I love it.
Is there a perfect age for starting a fraternity? And they don't get it. But, it's a bunch of people having fun, but that created a product. It created a brand. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But without you, we don't have this.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just trying to babble and say thank you.
Well, thank you.
And
I just love the
done.
fact, like the fraternity, having the jacket is also something where it's bringing people closer together.
Yeah.
And, if someone's wearing a jacket and you don't know that person, it's easier to walk up to them and say, hey, you're also part of the fraternity. It just leaves them open to have a conversation.
We need to sharpen up the handshake and the initiation sequence.
We should do it. We should have a little dance that goes with it.
Yeah, I'll be out on that. There are rules about me dancing in like the EPA. They don't want me dancing.
The Environmental Protection Agency?
Yeah, they're just like, dude, that's so ugly. That's so bad that you've got to be killing some precious animal. I don't know. That's my interpretation of it. So where's all this headed to? Where are you going to be in a couple years? You sticking around this area?
I am.
Yeah,
I am.
okay.
I love Oklahoma. I love the hearts of people. That's one thing that's really impressed me.
Yeah.
Where people have opened up their hearts. And years ago when my mom died, I couldn't afford a ticket back to South Africa. Mm. And within a week, someone had just raised money for myself and my kids to go back. And I was like, wow, these people do things like that. So that's been good for me. But where are we headed? Really online presence. We are going for more contract work. We want to make sure that our machines are busy all of the time.
Right.
And really just maintaining quality, maintaining our name, and really just growing, just getting out there more, letting people know who we are and what we do.
Yeah,
and helping other businesses grow.
That makes a lot of sense. Like I've known you right at 2 years.
Oh, that's exciting.
I know.
I thought it was longer.
No, well, the Bong's only 2 years. 2 years and like a month old or something. So,
okay.
And, but you are a staple in the networking world. And I don't know if you had heard this or not, but there is a thing that's being launched Saturday night.
Yes.
That is now called the Tulsa Networking Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a whole new thing.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I know the guy that started it, and it's...
he's a good-looking chap.
No, it's me. I think you got crossways on that. So next couple of years, you shooting towards more online?
Yeah, I think so. Just to streamline, we really have changed our business a lot over the last couple of years. I've really implemented some expensive systems.
Right.
But we're just getting to a point where we're running those systems really well so that things, the ideal outcome is so that the client has a great experience with us.
Right.
And as we go, we just... mend those loopholes so that we're communicating well, we're getting the client the results, and, they have an easy transaction.
You mentioned it there, communicating well. I think communicating is the hardest thing for entrepreneurs. I know, like for the construction world, it's hard. And it's hard to stop what you're doing when you're working at a task and it makes money, but you also have to stop and call them back and go, hey, did you want it in this color? Or, hey, look at the samples or whatever, but you're great at communicating as well.
I hope so. I definitely try and give people a more impressionable experience, and people have often said to me, wow, you picked up the phone and you called us.
Yeah.
And you made sure. And I'm like, dude, I just want you to be happy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. So is it true that you only started networking out in the world 3 years ago?
Pretty much.
Oh, that is awesome.
I mean, it was insane. And I had originally started off with Bold. I don't know if Bold is still around. But I just didn't find that I was getting traction with it. And I'm like, why am I just doing coffee and things like that? And then I signed up with another networking group. And that was pretty good. But I think the Bong is it. Like, that's the cherry on the cake.
Okay.
And I think if people just get involved in the Bong, they get to know some great people. I just love the hearts of people.
Yeah.
When other members have needed help,
right,
they've been there to help people.
Boy, and we've seen that more and more in the last couple of months. And right now, a lot of our members are hurting, and we've had a couple of deaths. And my brother's house burned down, and we've got a friend in the Bong whose husband was in a serious car wreck, has not regained consciousness. And when we do life together, it's not really a networking group, and I think we're all discovering that it's sort of like a weird friendship group. And but we're all lifting each other up. I think this is what a church is supposed to look like. But let me be clear, we have not started a church.
Yeah.
That's not maybe it turns into that. I'll seek leader and guider. I'll seek guidance on that. That's where I'm going with that. So three years you've been in networking. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are in networking, but they're really not working. They're spelled almost the same.
Yes.
And I think the key element for everybody in networking, whether it's in the three of our group or in any other group, I promote it, I support it. I love every networking group. Like I'm all in. So we're not here to be competitive with anybody. Someone will come along one day and be much larger than we are, much more impactful, and I support that because that's how we all get better. But man, it has been really amazing how this group has just stepped up for each other.
That's the one thing that really impresses me. In my lifetime prior to me being married, I was a single mom. And I used to try and get people together. I'm like, life is so hard. If we can just take 2 hours and 10 of us come in and we just focus on everything that you need to get you ahead. And then the next month we do that. But with the bong, it's like that. Someone needs to move. They're in dire straits. People are there. If they've got the time, they drop what it is, they're there. They're at the food pantry helping.
Right. There's some amazing things that have happened. There's a lady named Kimberly B.O.N.G. Am I saying that name right? Lisa B.O.N.G. I'm sorry. Lisa B.O.N.G.
Ministries. Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, and one of our members, her son died Friday night.
I'm so sorry.
But that's what happens in life.
Yeah.
And life is for the living, and we must go on, but we must pick those people up and be, those shoulders that they can grab a hold of and stand up. And, that Lisa B.O.N.G. sends over this box. And then my friend brought that box to our house and opened it up. And it was joyful and it was awful. But, if you can have a whole bunch more joy, some of that awful seems to diminish. And we got to sit with our friends and say, you know what? And we just kind of sat for about 3.5 hours. And Kenneth and I had a long day here. But man, I got there and they were in our home, and we were overjoyed to be with her in a most unfortunate situation. And that's been going on in our community for a couple of years, and we're starting to see it in the, Alicia Urban leading the charge to go out to feed, to gather food at the food bank, and we're doing more of that. And it's actually turning into a movement. It's the right kind of thing. It's based on the right kind of thing. So, and you're part of it.
Yeah, but you are the one that originally made it, and I think you created a way for people to get out there and do it. So, I am so eternally grateful for you. You are one of my best people. Well, I hope I'm in the wife line one of these days.
I've got a list of all the guys that are, ready to step up their game. So
we love you.
I appreciate that. Those are kind words. If there's one thing Lucy Dawson could say to the world, what would it be?
I really want people to focus on being kind. I think that's something where we forget. We get so hung up in our days that we don't realize how we treat other people, especially servers. I see it too frequently where people are so just engaged in their own life that they don't realize the impact that they're making on other people. Right. So I'd really like people to consider their words and just be kind and maybe show love, because we just don't know what people are going through.
Yeah, you got to be kind, because the person next to you might be going through something unbelievable.
Yeah.
And, several of our B.O.N.G. members are there right now.
Yeah.
And all we can do is step up, show up, pray it up for them. And I think we've all done really well. We're with Lucy Dawson today, the owner of Dawson Design, ddpromotionsandprints.com. Lucy, we need a golden nugget for all of our listeners. What do you got? Okay, so you're sitting in front of a room of 50 20 to 24-year-old entrepreneurs. We don't know if they're male or female. Well, actually, that's par for the course right now, and neither do they. Oh, man, we can't edit that out, can we?
We can.
I'm sorry. If you can't used to being funny, that's a whole other thing.
Cash and I.
What would you say to young entrepreneurs?
That a wise man once gave me a book, and it was called The Power of Consistency. And ever since I've read that book, I've taken a different approach. And I think if you are consistent, you're bound to get there. So just have a plan and be consistent.
All right. Have a plan, be consistent. We are here with Lucy Dawson, Dawson Design, one of the leading entrepreneurs, one of the leading networkers in the Tulsa area. And somebody, if you haven't had some quality time with her, she's in demand. She's just now scheduling one-on-ones for June. So she's pretty easy to get on the schedule for June. So don't miss it. So Kenneth, I think that's a wrap for today, man.
All right.
I'm excited for this. We're thankful for Lucy for showing up, and for our sponsors who keep us alive. Life can be difficult. And, this endeavor that we're all engaged in of entrepreneurship and building and growing and seeking, it's hard to imagine that God would give us these imaginations to do all these great and wonderful things. but not give us the ability to accomplish it. By working together, we can figure out how that path works out the best. And I think that's how life should be lived on some level. We're a bunch of people doing life with each other, and we want to do life with you. So today, let's be nice to each other. Very simple. Be extra nice to the servers around you and to the baristas and to the people who work for you in various ways. Be nice to each other. Make good choices for your family. And more importantly, today, forgive somebody that doesn't deserve it. You see, forgiveness, it is not about that person. It's about you. Mm-hmm. It is about you realizing, yes, there's fault, but there's also responsibility. Somebody else may be the fault of why you're struggling right now, but it's your responsibility to overcome it. And that is the story that we're able to write when we use this forgiveness in the right way. Forgiveness is about you cutting loose those anchors that you yourself placed into your belt strap. And now we can all move on together. I just visualize, Kenneth, that we're all just people locked arm in arm, walking each other home. And I hope you feel that way too. We're glad you're here. This show is called Cashflows, and I want you to know that this show is about you.
That's our show for today. Stay tuned for another riveting edition of Cashflows.